From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We're going to continue to see those temperatures into the 50s. Right now we're seeing 50 into Mason, and we're looking at 50 into Lansing as well, and Charlotte, 52 degrees into Jackson. It's going to be a chilly night up ahead, so you might want to grab those blankets and bundle up. Again, I'm going to say it is soup weather or crock pot weather as we head into the tonight. Widespread scattered rain showers are across the rest of the mid-Michigan area as our low pressure system continues to meander to the east. Over the next 12 hours, we'll continue to see those showers, and then we'll continue to see them into the day tomorrow, with them wrapping up as we head into the afternoon. For tomorrow, temperatures though only into the 40s. The full details coming up in just a little bit. 6 News at 5:30 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 5:30.
Right now at 5:30, a tense exchange in the U.S. House today revolving around the Trump administration's recent move to revoke student visas. Plus, a dump truck driver veers off the road and slams into a house. And it's called the nation's most powerful laser, and it's right in Ann Arbor. All that and more coming up in the first 6 minutes. Thank you for joining us. I'm Siobhan Klepper. Let's start that clock. And we begin tonight with a 54-year-old man facing assault and ethnic intimidation charges in Oakland County. Prosecutors say Toby Jacob Rhodes made anti-Semitic threats when he shouted slurs at a Jewish man who was walking on the sidewalk in front of the suspect's home. Rhodes is also accused of holding a power tool and shaking it at the victim while yelling at him. He faces up to 6 years in prison if found guilty on both charges. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio got into a heated exchange with Democratic Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal while testifying before the House Foreign Affairs Committee today. The Washington state representative is asking Secretary Rubio at the time about a Turkish student from Tufts University whose student visa was revoked and then taken into custody by ICE agents. Take a listen.
Why did the administration need to use masked, armed, unidentified agents to whisk somebody off the street and deny her counsel for almost 24 hours after her arrest?
Well, you'll have to ask the agencies that did that work.
Well,
I'm not responsible for that. I'm responsible for revoking the visas of these people that come to tear this country apart.
Secretary Rubio, I'm talking about this particular...
Well, the heated exchange ended with Secretary Rubio claiming the overall consensus is that the students who were granted visas originally should never have been allowed in the country in the first place. A police canine officer named Loki sniffed out some pipe bombs in Saginaw today. It happened after police were given a tip about suspicious activity next to an abandoned truck that was scheduled to be scrapped. The MSP Bomb Squad says they found live and active pipe bombs. Moving to Metro Detroit now, police are investigating a deadly crash that happened when a driver from Burton stepped out of his vehicle after a crash. He was then hit by another vehicle. It happened this morning in the southbound lanes of I-75. State police say the driver who hit the man was driving, quote, out of control and moving too fast for conditions. The man died at the scene. If you are one of the 1.3 million Michiganders who will be hitting the road for the Memorial Day weekend, you might be in for a little smoother sailing. The Michigan Department of Transportation says it's lifting traffic restrictions on 92 out of its 158 road projects. They'll ease up starting at 3 p.m. on Friday, and the break will last until 6 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Tonight, the Mackinac Center is suing the Michigan Department of Labor, saying it is pork barrel spending and it's unconstitutional. Pork barrel refers to the legislative practice of slipping funding for a local project into a broader budget, even though they might have nothing to do with each other. The nonprofit Mackinac Center, based in Midland, says Michigan's constitution states that funds directed towards a specific local or private program must receive 2/3 support. The center claims legislators have ignored this requirement in passing recent budgets. Well, take a look at this. The driver of this dump truck had a medical emergency, officials say, when he veered off the road and slammed into a home in New Jersey. Right there. Wow. Part of that house collapsed because of this crash. And police say one person was inside the house at the time. Their condition is unknown. This all happened yesterday afternoon. About 75 to 100 first responders were on the scene, and it took more than an hour to free the driver, who was trapped and is recovering tonight. Moving on, a massive manhunt continues following last week's jailbreak in New Orleans. We have now learned 5 of the 10 inmates who escaped are still on the run tonight. And as we reported, police arrested a jail worker.
This facility was never designed to be a maximum security jail. It was built for short-term detention. Unfortunately, time and deferred investment have caught up with us all.
Well, officials say at least one of the jail's security cameras was not working the morning of the escape. They say guards also skipped required security checks. The inmates escaped by breaching a wall behind the cell's toilet, and the jail employee is accused of helping the inmates by turning the water off to that cell. Well, back here in Michigan, an 80-year-old Barry County woman just won the lottery. She chose to stay anonymous and won $100,000 in the Michigan Lottery app. She was able to take her non-winning ticket and turn it into all that money by playing the extraordinary Second Chance game. That drawing was May 6th. She says she didn't expect to win. She plans to save her winnings and called it a nice financial blessing that will provide a nice financial cushion. Well, it is being described as the nation's most powerful laser, and it's right in Ann Arbor. Researchers at the University of Michigan are calling this Zeus. Fitting. They say it has roughly doubled the peak power of any other laser in the U.S. and marks the beginning of experiments that move into unexplored territory with applications in medicine, national security, materials science, and astrophysics, in addition to plasma science and quantum physics. The last 2 Asian elephants at the Los Angeles Zoo have officially been relocated to the Tulsa Zoo. Their move comes after years of scrutiny of the LA Zoo's elephant exhibit. Animal advocates say Billy and Tina's enclosure was too small. The animals were suffering and their health was declining. The LA Zoo has denied all the allegations, saying the pair were getting excellent care. And rounding out the first 6 minutes of news tonight, a heat advisory is in effect tonight for a portion of Southwest California. The National Weather Service says today will be the hottest day of the week. The coasts will have conditions in the 80s and the valleys will be in the 90s, possibly reaching over 100 degrees. The heat advisory ends tomorrow night, and health officials are warning people and reminding them about heat-related illnesses. Not something that we really have to worry about right now here in mid-Michigan, Kelsey.
In fact, we're looking at possibly one of the coldest days in May, actually, in Grand Rapids and even Muskegon. They're seeing some of the coldest weather right now in May. So we're going to continue to see these cloudy and cold and dreary conditions for the next couple of days.
Okay.
Hopefully we can see the sunshine by the weekend, and those temperatures will start to warm up as well.
Okay, your full forecast coming up right after the break.